What is up, guys? We're back with episode 16 of the GDPodcast, and I can't be asked to do a long intro because I need to go really quickly. In 35 minutes, so this is going to be it's going to be interesting. So I'm going to pass it straight over to Oscar and ask him what he's been playing this week.
I've also noticed that my battery now has come up saying low battery, 20% remaining. That's good.
Should have put your brightness lower.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Rate 8 out of 8.
I don't know. I can't see my face now as well because it comes up and it just fades the screen. Anyway, we'll move on. I've been playing South Park Stick of Truth a bit more. Just kind of got through that. I actually managed to. I didn't realise this. I searched on the internet. They censored certain parts of it. On the PC version, it's uncensored. Don't know why, but it is. So you don't get any of these weird screens coming up when there's like anal probing and stuff. It just literally happens.
The game is genius.
It's hilarious. Like it was just like it comes up with this white dildo and he like blows it out of his ass, and then it comes down. There's a black one. It's just like wow, fucking brilliant. I don't think it is.
That is funny.
So yes, South Park is obviously being a hilarious game. I've played I think it says 4 hours on record from Steam. So I've just been exploring the town and then kind of gone and do certain missions and stuff. Not touched any of the side missions. Just want to get through the story. And yeah, really enjoying that so far. I'm thinking of other things I've been playing. Rocket League. I played the new update for that actually. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, did you play a lot of it? Because there's several different
there's three
maps on it.
Maps. Yeah. I think I say my favourite one is the one which has it's like one goal and it's like either side. It's basically one,
like a horseshoe shape.
Yeah, horseshoe, exactly. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I like that
cool.
one
That's
too.
pretty unique.
Yeah.
There's like one that's kind of normal, but it's like got these ramps to the side of it.
Like elevated platforms.
I couldn't get used to that at first. It was like I kept messing it up.
I like that one.
Yeah, that was alright. And then the third one, of course, is the one with like two goals, where it's got like a section in the middle of it. It's just split into two goals on two sides, which is okay, but I think that's a little bit unfair, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Unfair to who?
Just to both teams. Like it just seems a little bit unfair because you can't have one person in goal because it can always go down to the side.
It can't be unfair to both teams. Like that in itself doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, okay, but
that's just screwed logic.
For example, if I was in goal, which I like playing in goal at Rocket League, I can't possibly be in goal because there's another goal. So it's kind of.
Maybe that means you have to learn how to actually play the game then, Oscar.
No, I know how to play the game. If you check the PlayStation VR game, video that I made, that was Rocket League gameplay in that, and I scored an insane goal in that gameplay, and I scored it from like one end of the pitch, and I just like jumped off the wall and smashed it, and it went all the way into the other side of the goal, which is pretty insane.
You can tell now that like he knows we're not going to go back and watch it, so like, and everybody watching knows that it was like a tap in.
No, it wasn't. Believe me, it was amazing. But there's that. So I've been playing Rocket League a little bit more. I've also like kind of got into like the weird it's like the ranked gameplay for that. They've like updated that slightly, so it's more like a leaderboard thing now.
Yeah, cool. I've never even tried that.
No,
yeah,
never
it's
even
pretty
considered.
The thing is though, you know what I really wish they did. You know, like it's almost like you could build a team, like a bit like pro clubs in FIFA, I suppose, and you have like a team of like 4 people. And you have to, it's like basically you are a team and you play against other teams of 4 people online, and then it create like a league division system kind of thing. That would be awesome. Like you create your own team and you get put into a random league with like loads of other different teams, and then you just play loads of games. And that'd be pretty cool, I feel. But
it's not a bad idea. Actually.
That'd probably take quite a lot of like effort for them to do. But to be fair, Psyonix have done quite a lot of stuff to make the game kind of updated anyway, so they might end up doing that. That'd be a pretty cool idea. But yeah, we've been playing a bit of Rocket League, and that's everything really. I've not really played anything else massively. I have actually pre-downloaded, which is a weird way of doing it for a beta, but I pre-downloaded the Division beta because I didn't even play the closed one. In fact, I actually gave the code away. But then I saw it was an open beta. I thought, oh, why not? It's like 29 gigs though. It's like Jesus Christ. So yeah, I preloaded that. I'm going to be playing that tomorrow and throughout the weekend. See what that's like. I probably won't even buy the full game. I just want to see what it's like because people have said it's quite good. So, which is an odd one because I always thought it was going to be a bad game. So yeah, I've downloaded that. I'm probably going to play in that. But so far, realistically, I haven't played South Park and Rocket League this week. Not much, to be honest. But yeah, Callum, go ahead.
This week, as Oscar has done, I've been playing the new update of Rocket League. Having a lot of fun playing that. See, I'm different. I prefer the map where the ramps go up on the side and there's sort of like 2 elevated platforms on each side. If you get what I mean?
I think it's too normal. To me, it's just a little bit too normal.
I like it, but it's always like it's innovative, which is what you need from a game like that we got for free from PS Plus. I know now you have to pay for it to play it, obviously. But yeah, it's just a bit of innovation, and like I think they're all great. But I think that was just my favourite because I think that's the one I've played the most out of all of them, like online. I've also been playing Star Wars Battlefront this week. I've been pretty much the casual, as always, this week, playing games that are more often than not just
Made
games.
for casuals.
More often than not, games that you just stick. I'm just going to ignore you. More games that you just stick on the PlayStation that you just want to lay back and not really think about it, just chill out playing more than anything. But that's pretty much it. So, Kwan.
That's understandable. What have I been playing? I have been playing mainly 2 games. Last week I was playing by and large Rise of the Tomb Raider. This week I decided to go back and try to complete the other 2 games on my list, just to sort of narrow down what I need to complete and not, because I've already gotten a bit of a backlog for this year. But I've recently, just yesterday, finally got around to completing Undertale. So, and that was an amazing.
On Steam,
yeah,
actually, so yeah.
That was an amazing ending. Like, it was just so random. Didn't know what was coming around the next corner. So unpredictable. And in many ways, that game actually did blow me away towards the end, because I realised how little it tried to be like any other game I've ever played. And from that point of view, the sheer sort of out there-ness, if you can use that sort of a phrase, of the game, the creativity and how it's not embarrassed to be some things that it is, was really fulfilling. And I think from that point of view, that game's incredible. In several different ways, so definitely worth the play. I'd recommend it for either of you, really. It's only I took ages to complete it because I had to at one point sort of farm for gold to get past like a certain boss, and it was just annoying. But for most people, it's around 6 to 8 hours to complete, so not a long game at all. And I think both of you would enjoy that actually. But yeah, so Undertale, really good ending. Also, shout out to Lapanero for egging me on throughout that, because he was very helpful, because I was bloody failing the last boss. Like, I just couldn't get past it. But anyway, apart from that, I made a lot of progress on The Witness, with the help of 1 or 2 puzzle solutions that I found online. Because I got stuck at certain puzzles, I decided to, in my rage, I guess, I decided to finally go and get some of the solutions. And I say
sometimes it's just got to be done, though.
Well, I say that. I mean, I usually found it the case. I got stuck on one puzzle at a certain point, and then once I found out the solutions to that and why, like, that thing was how it was, or like why or how a certain puzzle works, or certain aspects of a puzzle works, I usually found that I only needed that one puzzle solution before like unlocking all the rest of them. So from that point of view, I didn't feel too guilty doing it, because I only needed like one of the puzzles out of perhaps like 30 or 40 that could be found in a certain area. So I'd say for 95% of the puzzles in the game, I've managed to do, and I'm very close to finishing it now. I've actually finally gotten into the mountain, which is the very end of the game, but it's just like, it's just so complicated. I know I'm going to be taking another, at least, probably 3 or 4 hours to complete it, but I'm finally feeling as if I'm making a lot of progress in that game, which is good. And I'd say if that would be my only criticism of it, like the fact that it doesn't give you enough clues as to how to sort out all these puzzles. It sort of just throws you in at the deep end. I wish that there was some way of them giving you just a hint at how to solve a certain type of puzzle, or just a nudge in the right direction. If there were that, then I would have probably enjoyed it a little bit more. But as it stands, I still enjoyed it a lot. And it's just a bit on the brutal side. But that's pretty much it. I haven't played much of Rise of the Tomb Raider at all. I'm just trying to complete that game before I move back onto Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I will also be purchasing Unravel probably after I complete that. But anyway,
yeah, I'm looking into getting that as
to
well.
buy that for me.
Yes, I know. Shut up.
You know what's hilarious as well? I don't have any income. I don't even have a job or anything, and I buy more games than Callum does, and he has a job.
I don't have an income, and I buy more games than both of you put together.
I couldn't care less.
It's true.
It's because Callum spends it all
Here we go.
on fags, weed, and
let me guess, you spend it on all these mad parties you go to.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I barely get any money, so it's kind of pointless for me. I have to like save
Get a
up for
job.
shit.
Get a job. The pair of you.
I would rather not risk my A levels getting a job to earn some
Yeah, you
money.
see, that's the reason.
I mean, yeah, just coming from the no, I'm not going to rip into you.
Go on.
I-
Go
I-
on.
nah,
Do it.
I know what he's
I
gonna
won't
say.
fight the
I
bait.
know what he's gonna say. I know
Go on, say it.
exactly
Nah, I'm not.
what he's gonna
Go on,
say.
say it.
I'm going to dodge out of this one because
Say it.
I'm not feeling brutal. I'm feeling
You've
good.
basically gone and said it, Quan, so you can go ahead and say that.
Use
Might
your
as well.
imagination.
Oh, don't worry. I already know, but I don't think the
Okay, then
viewers-
you say it
No,
then,
no,
because
no,
I'm
no,
not.
no, no.
I don't
Quan,
want to rip into.
you
I'm
can be
feeling
as-
in a good mood.
Come at me.
You can be as brutal as
Say
you
it.
want.
Oh, I'm
Quan.
being interrupted again. What's on, big boy?
Oh, so while he's being interrupted.
No, Quan, you're going
coming
to tell me now.
coming from, I was about to say coming from the BTEC student, but
Hey, hang on.
And
Hang
the
on.
guy who got like 4 U's in his A levels.
This is bullshit.
If
I
anyone
didn't get
doesn't know,
4 U's.
That's
No,
a
shut
that's
up.
a fail. That's
Shut
a complete
up.
fail.
it's okay though because he has a job at the co-op, so it's okay.
I do not have a job at the co-op. I'm a systems software engineering apprentice.
Oh.
That sounds so much more complicated than that probably actually is.
Do you know what systems and software engineering are, Quan?
No, but that's why it sounds so. I bet it's something really fucking. No, I'm sorry.
But it's like essentially using Squarespace, isn't it? It's like building a website using an already made website builder.
No, I write code from scratch. For whatever. Like, I'm making a website at the minute for someone.
So hang on, you
Being
said
paid
you
for
make
it.
You make it in Scratch, did you say? That's the
No,
first way
from scratch, you dumbass.
That's only the best computer coding software. Scratch, of course.
You know what
everyone
Scratch
knows.
does,
I
Oscar?
remember the good old days of
I
Scratch.
did it in
Oh my
ICT
God.
like 4
Same.
years ago, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm insane. I can make a fucking Pac-Man game using a fucking orange
Yeah.
cat. Like, yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I write code from scratch to make things, like, obviously do something. So yeah, like I said, I'm writing a web code for a website at the minute. Systems engineering is based around testing, building systems, and all that sort of stuff. That's what I'm doing at the minute. I do not work in the co-op anymore. That job was shit.
But he did work at a co-op, which is...
I did.
It's a
During your A-levels.
it's a basically a it's a store like a
I think people know what it is. Shall we just move
no
on?
because they don't, because like people like watching from one of the world.
Okay, the cooperative food store. Let's move
Food store.
on.
Yeah, and then if they're really that interested, Oscar, they can Google it.
Good point, but they might just but I bet if you search Coop or CO-OP, you might not find anything. But anyway, yeah. We're going into the
Are we
debate.
moving on to the
Yes.
the debates?
Yes.
Upon reflection of last podcast where we didn't actually have like a technical debate, I've taken what we were going to discuss last week and discuss it this week. So in some ways, it's a little bit not as current, but at the same time, it's still somewhat relevant.
Could I have a guess at what it might be?
It's of course it's still relevant.
I've told Callum what it is, but
Oh, yeah, you haven't told me.
it's probably somewhat easy to guess. Yeah, go on.
I don't know why, but I feel it's related to we had a bit of an argument.
Well, discussion.
I think it's
Basically,
I
ripped Oscar a new hole.
I knew that.
Anyway.
I knew you were going to do the debate on that because it was such a debate we had in the actual chat.
Because you also sounded bloody retarded when you tried to argue it. So I thought it may as well be a bit more fun to do it here too. So what the debate is going to be is it worth getting a gaming PC right now? And this can be in the context of from scratch, or it also could be in the context of what is more relevant to us in that we all have a PS4, so is it worth getting a PC on top of that? The reason I thought this was somewhat relevant is the fact that Robin's also recently got on a gaming PC, so it would have been nice to have him in the podcast for this one, but we'll leave that as it is. But also the fact that Rise of the Tomb Raider has also recently come out on PC before the PS4, and also Quantum Break's been announced for PC, which is definitely a game that I think all of us would be interested in. So there seems to be a few more reasons here and there that are releasing, like news pieces that are releasing that give us more reasons to get a PC. So I'm going to ask both of your opinions on this. Do you think it's worth getting a gaming PC? And if you do think it's worth it, why haven't you got one? To be fair, it's a lot of money to invest in something, from scratch.
Yeah.
But if you don't, what are the reasons for it? And I have actually, I did this the other day. Got some quotes from Oscar's chat the other day.
Oh my god!
So this is
come
why.
prepared with this, like, with ammo.
Mate,
You're, like, coming in with,
I
like,
didn't.
fucking...
This was done in the hour
Pew,
we
pew,
waited
pew,
for
pew.
you before the last podcast. I did not intend to come prepared. I was just waiting, killing time, waiting for you to turn up. So you have done this on your own accord, Oscar.
Okay, well, go on and
Right.
read some of the quotes.
Oh, okay, I'll read the quotes then. Let's start off with that. PC is gay anyway. This is legit what he said. Legit what he said. PC is gay anyway. Steam deals are good. Everything else is just annoying. So when I asked Oscar why he thought PC was annoying, he said, making it run well, and all the words like anti whatever.
Anti-aliasing, yeah.
He knows now.
No, I knew it was, but I couldn't be bothered to spell it out, so I was like, fuck it, let's put anti-whatever.
He also says that this was last Thursday, I believe, or something like that. He said he didn't know what GPU standard. He didn't know that's GPU standard for graphics.
Even
until
I knew
earlier
that
day, which is pretty embarrassing.
I knew like GDDR. I knew that meant graphics, but I didn't know what GPU stood for.
GDDR's the RAM.
Yeah, but I thought it was
Oscar,
graphics.
Oscar,
G stands for graphics. I know
Oscar,
that.
do us all a favour and stop talking.
G
And
stands
then
for graphics in that. I know it
haven't
does.
finished the
I already
quotes.
knew that. So that's
What, in
I
GPU?
no, in
But this is why you
GDDR5
look.
or
This is why you
GDDR3
look.
or
This
whatever,
is why you look like such like a. This is why you looked so
PC
like
noob.
oblivious to PC gaming when you said like earlier last year that like your PC had like GDDR3 RAM. Or you said GDDR3 graphics, so it should be on a similar level of performance as the PS4, which is just absolute bullcrap in every sense.
Well, the Xbox One, because the Xbox One's got 3 GDDR3.
Xbox, yeah, and the PS4's 5. But
yes.
Anyway, irrelevant of that. I'll finish off the quotes now. You have to set up loads of shit before playing. Apparently,
you do. I'm sorry, but that's true. You do.
No, it's not.
If you want to get like an optimum
get on.
experience, you have to put all like certain things on. You have to tick like boxes of anti-aliasing. And I don't even fucking know.
You
but,
said
like,
you
have to do that stuff before you can actually start playing. Whereas when you put in a game for the PS4 and it's there and it's done, you don't have to really like.
But at less graphics for a long time.
Yeah, but like, what is? This is the point, right? This is,
and also, if that gives you,
why is graphics so important to everyone? Like, I mean, this is what people say. Like, just play the game. If the game is good, why do you have to care about graphics? Like, why?
Shall I move on to the final quotation before I counter that?
Fine, go for it.
This was close to the GPU one in terms of like incredibly like just comedy value, right?
Okay.
It doesn't support the DualShock 4. Yes, people, we should not get a PC because it does not support the DualShock.
Well, I'm just saying, it means you have to buy a
controller.
proprietary controller, so the Xbox controller, which is like fucking annoying. Which is why I've just downloaded this app called Input Mapper, which allows you just to plug your DualShock 4 and then it works, but it just comes.
Then why is it something that you complain about?
You do know how much of a spoon you sound when you say that.
I know, but I just found it kind of like annoying at first until I found this, and I was like, oh, okay, so I can use that then. I mean, originally I was like looking at getting an Xbox 360 controller. I was like, why the fuck would I spend £25 on a controller when I could got one myself?
On a controller that you can use for years.
Yeah, but I never use the not often anyway. I barely use it. Literally.
I'm saying in the context of if you had a gaming PC. Not like if you're, if you go to it from time to time. I'm not saying like from. You saying the reason you don't get a better PC is because it's doesn't support DualShock 4. At least that was the context I believed it to be in. That's a bad reason. That should not be even close to a reason as to why you wouldn't get wouldn't get a gaming PC. That like isn't even a consideration.
Well, yeah,
it
okay,
shouldn't
but
be.
It's still a
because
point to
when
raise,
you can there's that many different choices of controller, right? You could get a controller that is practically the same as the PS4 controller if it matters that much to you, or you could even, as you say, just get a program and use it on there. It does not matter what controller you use as to like why or not you should get a PC.
It also annoying is the fact that you can't. I mean, I know with a 360 controller, or whatever, you can use it wirelessly, but you can't with this, for example. I'd have to buy.
You could.
I'm pretty sure you can't use a DualShock 4 with a wireless with the PC.
Not the DualShock 4. Move away from the DualShock 4. Just
buying,
get a
I'm
different
not
wireless
buying
controller.
No,
if you're
it's
buying
fine.
a PC, you're going to buy a controller.
Can I say
buying
something?
a
That
PC.
is true.
I never said I wanted to buy a PC.
Guys,
I've got one that's
can I
perfectly
say
fine
something?
now. It's
No,
Oscar,
this is the
shut
point.
up.
because
You're
Oscar.
stuff. Callum, you can't even talk. You don't even have a gaming PC, so why are you
No,
even going
this is why I want to input to the conversation, you helmet. Jesus, you're focusing so much around a frigging controller.
I know,
It's not even a big
this is
deal.
what bemuses me. He's refusing to get a PC on the basis that he doesn't
I
know
have
what
a
graphics is
PC.
and the controller.
I don't need to get another one
You
when
do.
I've already. Why? It's perfectly
Well, you don't
fine.
need to. You don't need
There's
to.
no
But I'm
need
saying.
to buy anything
but
when
I'm,
you've
I'm,
got a
s- but
console
I'm
that can play all of the games pretty much, just at a slightly lower resolution, and slightly
yeah.
lesser frame rate. Why does that even matter?
I could in a
It
matter
does- no,
of
listen,
minutes
it
get a
does
list
not-
of PC
right.
games that are better than most of the games that have come out on the PS4.
You can't play one of the best games of the last generation, The Last of Us, on the PC.
That's
Not
why you get a
possible.
PS4 though. You get the PS4 for the exclusives, and that's a great reason to get a console in itself. That's why you get a console. At least that's why I get a console, and I hope that's why most people get a console. But that's not why you get a PC. You don't get it because of the amazing exclusives that come out on the PC. No, you get it for the improved graphics. You get it for the increased Steam
Which
library.
is
You
for
get
the
it for the
graphics
cheaper
whores,
games.
people who care so much about graphics.
You don't
that
have
it
to be a
overtakes-
graphics whore. You don't have to be a graphics whore to care about graphics. Okay, that is bullshit in
What?
like
No, it's not.
definition.
People
Oscar,
Yeah,
do
it
you
is.
realise you sound like
How-
an absolute spastic right
I
now?
know. Why would
Literally,
you?
you're the
Why would you
dumbest kid
turn down?
alive.
Why would you turn down the chance to have an amazing looking game play at 60 frames per second when you're keeping it on 30 frames per second and at medium settings most likely on
Because
on
it
consoles?
costs
No, listen,
less.
I bash PC. I
doesn't,
bash
though.
PC. No,
It
listen, I
doesn't.
bash
It does.
PC.
If you want
as
to
much
play a
as the
game at
next
60
guy.
frames per second, like 1080p all the fucking time, you have to get a PC that probably costs about £1,000. And then it's still more
That's
because then
bull.
you've still got to buy
Oh
the
my
games
God,
and
this
you've
is
still
just
got to buy
showing how
proprietary
little you
hardware
know
like
about it.
controllers, plus all of the other stuff that
Oh,
you're probably
God.
inevitably going to get at some point. It's
Oscar,
just-
do you realise you just said again one of the most retarded things you have ever said
What? What
in
do you mean?
your life?
Why is Quanda's randomly gone?
£1,000.
Quanda's just fucking left
Wow.
the chat. I don't know if that's because of his internet or something, but he's just gone. Yeah, he's just
Oh
left.
my God.
Maybe he's just left because it was so random. But why?
I
Why?
reckon his PC crashed.
Again?
I don't know.
That'd be
I mean, it
hilarious
says-
because that'd just show how fucking shit PC is.
No, PC. No, listen to me. Listen, you're sounding like an absolute dickhead right now. I'll bash PC as much as the next guy, right? I mean, I will console game pretty much all my life. I will. There's only a few things I consider getting a PC for, and it would be improved. Cheaper games because let's face it, Steam.
I agree.
Like,
the game
is
and
a million
I
times
said that with a
cheaper.
quote. Steam is 100 times cheaper. I enjoy that fact because it's so much better than the PlayStation Store. Buying games digitally on Steam is a hell of a lot cheaper than buying them on the PS Store. I agree. That is literally the one reason why I would get a PC because I know the games are cheaper.
But when you look at things like, okay, I'm going to take Ghost's example of something like The Witcher. Yeah, Kwan's gone. I'm going to take something like The Witcher, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'd rather play that on PC
Whoops.
because you'd be able to run it so much better, and you'd probably get a much better experience out of it, of the way that it looks. Because I mean, I'm sure it's good on PS4. I'm sure it is, and I'm still considering whether or not to put money into that game, but I don't know if I'd spend the time on it, which is the problem. Which is why I've been considering it for so long. But I mean, it's probably going to be something that's better played on a PC more than anything. Why do you think people play Skyrim on PC way more than they do on console? For a start, the servers are a lot. No, listen, the servers will probably be a lot better for PC than they ever will be for console. So they've got that
Not for
advantage.
Skyrim because it isn't. Oh, do you mean? Well, no. What do you mean?
Like Elder Scrolls Skyrim or like the
Well,
most
Skyrim's
recent.
a single player game. There's no online component. But yeah, I mean, I know what you mean.
Okay, sorry, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah,
then.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay,
But-
let's look at something like that. Or
Apart from
like
the
you can
non-PlayStation
take,
game, but yeah, sure.
you can. You never know. You can take something like World of Warcraft into consideration as well. I know it's obviously not a console game, but it's still one of the most
Popular
games
games.
played multiplayer wise on the PC like ever, and still is.
Yeah.
Like people play that for improved graphics, for improved frame rate,
Well, no, hang on a
optimization, and all
minute.
that sort of
Hang
thing.
on a
No. You're making a retarded.
World of Warcraft is not a graphically heavy game. Like it's not very power. It's third person. It's the graphics are okay, I suppose. What the hell is Quan saying in the chat? It's suddenly internet's cut out, so there goes Quan. He's dead now.
Brilliant.
I feel, what I feel like in a minute, literally a minute, because my battery is now less than 10%. my camera will cut out, and then Callum will be the only one with the face cam.
And I got to leave in like 5-10 minutes.
And
It's brilliant.
This is the best. I think this is genuinely the best podcast we've ever done. Just for the pure fact of the host of problems, the shouting, the rage, the everything else that we've had in it. It probably genuinely outdoes some of the other stuff that we've done in the past, which is quite funny. But yeah.
We'll get on from this debate and we'll move on to the next section, which is viewer topics.
Yeah, I mean.
So, Oscar, are you prepared?
I actually, I've had the
unprepared?
comment up when Quan was boring me with what he was playing in the first 7 minutes of the podcast. I was checking out viewer topics. I hadn't really looked at it before. However, one thing I did want to raise quickly before we went into actual topics is there was a few people who mentioned that they actually liked the idea of us doing non-gaming related topics, which was quite interesting because I thought, for a second I thought, well, our channel evolves around gaming. Literally, that's what it is. It's a gaming channel. And then to see people like genuinely enjoying what we were talking about when we were talking about junk stories was interesting. So, so like Matt's channel, obviously MPX97 says, "Am I the only one who thinks the best part of these podcasts are the non-gaming related topics? More of this, please, waiter." So yeah, that was an interesting one. I just thought, oh, okay, people actually genuinely enjoyed this. I mean, yeah, well, sure, we enjoyed making it. Obviously, it was hysterical, but
definitely,
to see that everyone else watching enjoyed it as well was awesome as well. Obviously, this has been mainly a gaming topic, of course, but even then, it's still probably entertaining. We hope. I'm sure it is with all the rage and the craziness. We didn't even finish the topic, unfortunately, because Quan basically cut out. But anyway,
life goes on.
Yeah. So. I mean, what? Okay, there was. I want to give you a choice, Callum, for the viewer topics. I've done this before. I've got two. One is from Stephen Evans, and you replied to this one. Callum, tell the story of how you lost your virginity.
What did I reply to that?
Do I have to? Question mark.
Oh yeah.
And the other one, which I think is quite an interesting one, from Junior, says stories behind the PSN names, which is a pretty short, simple topic, which is something we've not actually really explained before. So. Either one.
I don't really want to explain that story on camera.
Okay, fair.
I'd rather not.
Fair enough.
In all fairness, maybe the drunk podcast will be the one for that.
I think that should definitely be the one.
Yeah.
So okay, we'll go with Junior's question then. Stephen Evans will answer your question in due time, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. Story.
Oh, can you tell the story of how you lost yours? Oh wait.
Callum, you've pissed me off in this podcast enough. I'm now
get wrecked, son.
The camera right now, even though I can't see myself because it's fucking.
Hello.
Hello, Quan. You better be recording, mate.
1 sec. What?
You better be recording.
Sorry.
Oh god. You better be recording because we have carried on with this podcast, and they probably can't see your face.
No. My internet, the whole house just cut out, so I've been sitting here. I haven't stopped recording.
Oh, that's
so you've
okay
been
then.
sat
But no,
there the whole time.
Oh yeah. I've been sat there. You're gonna see me awkwardly just sitting here waiting for something to happen. I'm currently on my phone, so I apologise for that. But I'm not sure what you were just talking about, but I was just... it was weird. The internet cut out just as I was, like, pissing myself with laughter when Oscar said he needed to pay £1,000 for a PC capable of outperforming the PS4 and the Xbox One. That was when I lost it, and now I'm back on my PC, so maybe I can... Wait a sec.
Well, we've moved on from that topic, if we're honest, Quan.
Oh,
but yes.
whoops. Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't really have the time, mate.
I fucking regret that was the worst possible timing for the internet to cut out because I was about to rip you a new one. Oh my god.
Anyway, Quan, the viewer topic is the story behind our PSN names.
Yeah.
So, the one of you two want to go?
I can go if you want. Realistically, mine's actually not that interesting, really.
Yeah.
So mine, if you didn't know, was the Aussie Wazzy UK. It still is. So yeah, that was used to be what mine was. Or still is, in fact. I don't know why mine was. But yeah, that was the name of my original YouTube channel. If anyone actually is still here from there, they might be. I had about 100 people subscribed to that YouTube channel. Then quit it, and then about, I don't know, maybe half a year later, we started GD, and. Yeah, so that was actually the original name of my channel, and that was what kind of stuck with it. It's literally just the Aussie Wazzy. I used to be called Aussie all the time by people, and I just basically used that, rhymed it with Wazzy, put the in front of it, and put the nation from what I'm from at the end. So that's mine. The Aussie Wazzy UK. There you go, wonderful. Callum, you've got an interesting one, I feel.
Well, I mean, obviously, my PSN's Rareboy UK 96. 96 is the year I was born. Yep. UK, same with Oscar, is where I'm from. I don't know why
we've both chosen UK in our thing. That's
I have no idea either. the rare boy part. Obviously, I think you can tell I'm a boy. I don't have a pair of double D boobs.
It's the fact that you put it in a double I as well. That's just such an arsehole move, isn't it?
The swag, mate. The swag is real. And then rare, like the rare part. Like, I mean, in school we were all like, have you ever described someone as rare? So like, you're just a rare one. Like, you are literally like just so weird. It's unreal.
Like special needs.
No, dude, that was uncalled for.
I'm sorry,
dude. Don't say stuff like that. I live with someone with special needs. Get out.
Yeah, probably should have remembered that before I made that joke.
I'll take it in my stride.
He's defending the whole people watching this video. Well done, Colin.
Yeah.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh, shut up.
If
all
you
right,
take
Quan,
offence to
Quan,
that,
we're not getting
Quan,
into
you're
this.
literally the one who offends everyone. I mean, Callum's pretty bad, but Quan, you're the one who, like, you just
makes
shout
it
random
worse.
shit out sometimes. I'm like, fucking hell.
Anyway, that's why my PSN's rare boy. I've had about 5 PSNs before that. I remember the very first one I ever made was Bubba Fatass 123. I used to get called Bubba Fatass because I got a fat ass, and I still do. Like, I remember having Kid Million for a while for some reason. I don't know.
You know what? I don't want to hear any of these names. They're just so retarded. It's unreal.
Hey, I've got way
all
worse.
these different names.
Yeah, I've got worse than that. There's. Oh yeah, I forget probably my favourite one I ever made. I Come Too Fast.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say I Come.
Yeah. And I've got
I Come You Swallow, always the best one.
Yeah. I've got one more, and I used to get called Mole a lot. I have no idea why. But
Do you have a mole?
No offense, but your friends are really fucking retarded.
Yeah, you know it. So I had a PSN called the Mole 69er.
What's that even mean?
I don't even know, mate. I have no idea. So yeah, that's all my PSN names.
Oh my god.
So Quan.
Well, I've had one PSN name that I have kept like since, apart from the what was it? I was the I Come on Toast, I think. But what was?
Wait, you made an ICOM account.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah.
Did he? It wasn't.
Yeah.
He was part of that whole
cult clan.
conversation, mate. He
What,
was
on
part of that
Twitter?
whole Twitter conversation. Yeah.
No, that was just me, you and George.
So yeah, I did. Oh wait, did I? I'm not. I can't even remember. I probably didn't make an account actually thinking about
You
it.
didn't play with us on
I
Uncharted
probably
anyway.
didn't.
Like, not with
No.
ICOM anyway.
I probably no. I just remember being part of the conversation, so I probably didn't make one actually. So I retract my statement. But yeah, so goes to you. Honest to God, I cannot explain to you if there's like a reason behind any of it, which I know is like the worst and most boring response out of all of us. But my sister thought of it, if that means anything. I'm not sure what her thoughts were behind it, and I'm not sure why I listened to her inputting that as my PSN name and then continuing to use it as my YouTube username. But that's pretty much it. There is no explanation to why I chose that.
That's fair enough.
That's that. Yeah.
Are we moving on to what we've watched this week then?
Yeah. R.I.P.
want.
my camera, by the way.
Brilliant. Right,
Nice.
I'll go ahead because I pretty much
Every
need to leave
episode.
in a minute.
Go for it.
So this week I've watched, I think pretty much all. I think all 3 of us have watched it. I've watched Better Call Saul this week, the first episode of season 2.
Yeah.
That was completely and utterly retarded. I've watched the 2nd and 3rd Hobbit this week. I've also, literally just before this podcast started recording, I've watched the 1st to the 3rd Lord of the Rings. I've also started reading the books of those again.
You watched all those in one go?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. It's Lord of the Rings. What do you expect?
Can read?
You're a dickhead, dying of fire. I will be seeing
harsh.
Deadpool. For God's sake, I'll be seeing Deadpool at some point. Like, I still need to see that film. And I also want to see this film called 999, which looks really good. It's got Aaron Paul, Anthony Mackie, and I forget who else has got in it. I don't know, but I'll be watching that film at some point.
Aaron Paul,
so.
and I saw Aaron Paul and just wanted to see it because I haven't seen him since Breaking Bad. So
Yeah, well, Need for Speed was alright, but yeah. Anyway, that's me done with what I've watched.
Yeah, so with moi, that was gay.
Very.
at least say avec moi.
Yeah, anyway. So yes, I've watched Better Call Saul season 2, episode 1. That was also pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say on that. I don't want to spoil anything or anything. I like the opening. I like the ending. The middle bit was, I don't know, it was okay, I suppose.
Yeah.
What else have I watched? Not that much. I actually watched yesterday something it was a really weird, spontaneous thing to watch. I don't know if any of you have ever either read or watched The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Yeah, I've done both.
Yeah, so I read the book ages ago. It was quite sad, and I only saw the film that was on Netflix yesterday. So I was like, oh shit! Well, I'm actually I do history at school, and I'm actually doing part of that course is Nazi Germany. So yeah, I do actually end up kind of being quite interested in that stuff. So I ended up watching that film, and that was interesting. I suppose it's literally just about the concentration camps and that shit. Not particularly the best things to be talking about on a podcast, of course, but you know that's how it is. Yeah. Nazi. What?
What the fuck? Come on, go ahead, mate.
I did not see that coming. No.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
The classic, isn't it?
Let's try not to do any Nazi-based jokes, please.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys forget that I'm Jewish.
Jewish.
We've got that. And we've also probably got some people who are from Germany. Let's be honest.
You both missed my next one, so I'm going to leave that to the viewers to experience.
I'll probably hear it when it's like in editing. I'll be like,
Oh yeah. It's one of those moments where we all talk over each other. So anyway, what have I been watching? I watched more of The Office. I'm now like 4 out of 6 episodes through season 1. Still hilarious. I find it so funny. Better Call Saul, obviously watched it. Not really much going on there. I mean, I have conflicting feelings with Better Call Saul. Like, whilst watching it, I don't mind it. I just find it like nice to sort of watch. It's sort of entertaining, but then I realise at the end that nothing really happens in the episode, and I get that feeling a lot with the show. So I hope that in season 2 I don't get that feeling as much.
It
I
can
hope
get a little bit tedious halfway through.
somewhere.
I feel sometimes. Like I do kind of like I sometimes actually tap the screen to see how long is left. Like I generally do that sometimes. I think that's not really the way to do it, but I found it a little bit slow. Like it just felt a little bit slow, and I think that's because
I don't. Yeah,
it's
I mean, I don't
Breaking Bad,
mind
though,
when
it's
watching
Bad,
it.
so
It's not. It's nothing
far
near
from
that.
it. It's far from it. It's like the conversation I had with Robin. You're putting your expectations too high if you think it is Breaking Bad when it's really not.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, like, you'd hope that season 1 would be a setup for it, right? That would be a setup for something like a really good season 2, or just where something dramatic happens. But the first episode of season 2, like, didn't really indicate at all that it was going like anywhere in that direction. I mean, you compare like House of Cards season 1 to House of Cards season 2. Like House of Cards had a really good season 1, but then just like blew season 1 out of the water with the first episode of season 2. And I feel as if like there should be something to give us more reason as to get excited for this, because like as I say, I enjoy watching it. Like I don't think it's a bad series, but there's nothing happening. Like I don't know like anything to talk about. I can't. When I look back over the episode, I honestly can't remember a lot of what happened. And like you guys were saying in the chat, I think it's better or not in comparison to the premiere of season 1. I can't remember what happened in season 1. Like it was that unmemorable
I recently
to me.
rewatched it, so that's how I knew. And like I just
but it was to me that it was that forgettable. So I hope that season 2 isn't that bad, because I say that bad again. I enjoy it, but I hope it's not. It doesn't have those similar traits. But you know, I mean, anything with the Breaking Bad characters in it, let alone Saul, is going to be entertaining to watch.
I'd rather see more Saul. Like, I want to see more, like, instead of like, this whole Jimmy thing, which is kind of a little bit, it's like it's okay, but it's not amazing.
They're building the character up, that's what they're doing.
I know, but it's like 2 seasons worth of building it up. That just seems a little bit long. Like, I thought at the end of season 1, that was it. He was going to go turn into Saul. That's how it seemed to make it out. He was like driving off. He was like, not going to make that mistake again. And it just turns out he's like, okay, well, he's just being more of a lawyer at a different place. It's like, oh, that's a bit.
Yeah.
I expected him to go into like Saul mode, completely against the whole kind of, idea of being an actual lawyer. Like, I thought that was going to be very interesting, but then no. It's like,
I'm sorry, but I have to roll.
Okay.
That's fine.
We're pretty much at the end anyway.
Goodbye.
Quickly end it.
Oh.
Well, no, it's okay. No, it's okay. Callum, you can go. Now we can resume our PC debate.
Quan, we're already on
You
40
carry on.
minutes. Like, come on.
Right, I'll see you guys later.
What did you end like when I cut it out? What did you move on to saying? I'm just curious.
Something. Oh yeah, that's right. We slightly talked on the fact of the games are better prices on Steam and that kind of thing, which I agreed with, as I said. I can't really remember that much, to be honest. It was quite. I'll say it's quite a long time ago. It was only like 10 minutes ago, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Either way, I mean, sure, you can watch it back and you can see how apparently retarded I am about all this stuff.
Well, no, I'm just being honest with you. You don't have to pay £1,000 to get a PC capable of outperforming
It might be
Xbox One and the
$1,000 or
PS4.
something. I don't know. There's like I've heard £1,000 around there. It's like a kind of ballpark.
You've heard incorrectly. You've heard absolutely incorrectly. You can get my PC at the time. I bought it in 2014 for £600. That was pre-built, so there was already value added on that. Because I got it off Amazon pre-built. If I built it myself, it would have been more around the 500 mark. Like, that PC to this day outperforms my PS4 in multiplats. That's why I buy a lot of my multiplats on my PC. Like, get that today, it's going to be cheaper than it was back then. It's going to be about £400 probably, around that. So that in itself shows that you don't need to spend a lot of money. If anything, it in the long term, it's cheaper to get a PC. In comparison to consoles. But I just wanted to say that quickly before we end, because that point I was about to explain that until my internet cuts out.
I think maybe I definitely had the 1,000 for a PC before, and that might be something to do with maybe 4K. It might be something to do with something else. I can't remember specifically, but I know for a fact that. Well, I know Robin bought one, and it was like I think he showed us him. It was like 800 euros or something, 900.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Robin's PC isn't built to outperform the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's built as a luxury. Like that PC is a really solid build. It's really good. It's going to be getting him on pretty much every game you have at least 60 frames per second, 1080p, and depending on the game, it'll probably be towards the higher end of the settings in that too. So that the PS4 and the Xbox One are nowhere near that PC. Like, you should not be comparing the PS4 and the Xbox One to that PC. That PC's a luxury. It's not a console, a competition for a console. He was also getting that for the joint use of course, video rendering, which is why, like, certain things about his PC, such as the 16 gigabytes of RAM, he didn't really need, but are useful for video editing. I also have 16 gigabytes of RAM, but it's not really the standard. It's more 8 gigabytes of RAM that you need. So, anyway, you should not be comparing that PC to consoles at all. But anyway, as you say,
as a quick kind of ending point, I suppose, to people who are wondering how bad, in quotes, my PC is in terms of running games. This is what apparently this is the specs that I have on my PC according to this video. It says right here. So it says Intel Core i5, it's 3 gigahertz, quad core, 8 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive. AMD HD 6670, 2 gigs of GDDR3 graphics card, and that's pretty much all it says there. Yeah, that's all it says on the PC like itself. So that's all I can give to you. But it sounds pretty. In quotes here, according to Advent, who my PC is, it says. Good gaming capabilities. That's what it says. It says good gaming capabilities. Which I don't know what that in quotes good means, but I mean it seems fine. It can run. It runs Mirror's Edge at 60 frames per second at 1080p, but that's again a really old game and not very graphics heavy. South Park, it runs fine, although weirdly it's locked to 30 frames per second. I don't know why. And Portal, it can run at 60 1080. There's the older games that can run at 1080. I'm sure it wouldn't be able to run The Witcher. I'm sure it wouldn't be able to run. It can barely run Rocket League. It's just not amazing, personally, but it's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. It's slightly lower than the PS4.
But again, that's like a perfectly fine PC for most uses. But for gaming, like, don't compare it to other gaming devices. That's all I'd say. But
anyway, we've gone way over time. We've literally gone like a good 5-6 minutes over time. So I know, insane. I know, but people might be happy about that. Maybe they want to see longer things. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to end it there. Of course, we have had a very long debate. We've had a host of problems.
As per,
just crazy, really. My cameras went out. Quan's internet went out. Callum's had to leave before the end of the podcast.
I'm the only person left on the screen now. I only just realised.
Yes, you are. Yeah. No, in fact, we originally thought that my camera would run out before you would come back, leaving Callum on his own. But of course, you are technically now the only person on the screen, which is just so dumb. But Like, yeah, if my...
I mean, no, but that's what people want, isn't it? They
Oh,
want
yeah,
sexist.
of course. Anyhow...
you want some of this?
Yes, thank you for watching, of course. Leave some viewer topics, as we always hope that you do. Thank you a lot for watching. Like the video, comment, I don't know, go and random shit. Bye. That was a terrible ending.